every person is sent into your life for a divinely inspired reason. See, certain people you sent into your life to trigger you. See, every person has a mission in your life. When you place so life is all about us understanding that every person play a key role in teaching us something about ourselves within life. And life is always trying to push us to be more and more authentic, moment to moment, second to second. Life is always trying to help us elevate to a higher level or to a higher level of thinking. And we just have to get our own way and pay attention to the signs. Even when you're right, you may be wrong. See, you can be right on one dimension, but you can be wrong on another dimension. So you have to know that everything is teaching you something. And that's why you always at a certain place at a certain time. And if y'all can hear me, comment below. But I'm actually walking to the store with my twin, with my son. And I got this divinely inspired message I want to convey and I want to articulate, because I've been receiving so many different spiritual downloads and so many different realizations on different things I need to let go. Because you have to understand that what creates and formulates your self-image, or what makes up your self-image or yourself or how you perceive yourself, is based upon habits, thinking habits and emotional habits. And that leads to our behavior habits. So when you understand that yourself or your identity is a reflection of patterns or habits, then it's all based upon your environmental programming or influence at a young age. So whatever programming or influence you receive from your environment, then you could have been taught that wrong was right, and you cannot see a problem as a problem, to whereas mentally you justify that a problem is not a problem. Sometimes you cannot see a problem as a problem, and we cannot see a problem as a problem because we grew up thinking that what's not okay is okay. So it's our responsibility to be real with ourselves and to be real with other people that we need to change. We can elevate still. See, it's easy to blame other people. It's easy to blame other people for how you feel. It's easy to blame people for what you're going through. So it's easy to not take accountability or responsibility for your emotions. But see, that's our job. It's no one else's job to make us feel a certain kind of way. We can give ourselves 1,000,001 reasons of why another person isn't meeting our standard. But see, they're not meant to meet our standard when we prefer. Because at one point in time, we ain't meet our own standard at a certain time. And at the time, we ain't meet our future self standard. So we may have high standards right now compared to another person, but our future self has standards higher than the ones we have right now. So right now, we're actually settling compared to our future self. See, our future self is better than us. Our future self is more intelligent than us. Our future self has more thought control, emotional control, and behavioral control than us. So we have to always become better. It's easy to judge another person without understanding their reasons. It's easy to judge another person without understanding their story. Every person has a story. Even your mom. There's a part of your mom that you never knew. But you may judge your mom based upon a limited perspective or a limited observation. So you have to seek deeper. Life is always mysterious. Life has many different... Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? But let me see. And if you write sometimes the comments be delayed. So you might write some and I might not see it right away. I might see it a minute or a few minutes afterwards. So like, can you hear me? Or I'm trying to see if you can hear me. Well, I'm pretty sure that you can, but my message is this, that you should never judge a person's actions without understanding their reasons. You should always judge a person based upon their habits, not based upon, or don't even look at their habits. Think about what the person went through. Think about the person's story. Do you know their story? Your mom, your father, your sister, your brother. There's an experience they've been going through that you don't know that they went through in life. So you may judge another person, but you may not understand their story. You may not understand what they've been through. So you have to make sure you never judge a person's actions without understanding their reasons, without understanding their story. So it's very important to make sure that we understand who we perceive ourselves to be upon us having multiple different habits and multiple different thinking habits, emotional habits that we adopted from our environment or from our upbringing. But based upon how you perceive yourself, you have certain standards. And every other person may not meet your standards, but you have to understand that at one point in time, you ain't meet your own standards. At one point in time, you wasn't good enough or great enough for yourself. So sometimes other people don't have enough love to give themselves to even give us love. And sometimes we're so selfish because we want other people to pour into us when we're doing better than them mentally or spiritually or emotionally. But it doesn't give us a right to make another person feel like they doing less or to make another person feel like they're not doing enough. It is our job, our responsibility as intelligent thinkers to make sure that we have an elevated perspective. We have to have an elevated mindset. We have to have mental self-control, thought control, and self-restraint. Because self-mastery is all about having thought control, emotional control, and behavioral control. It's all about taking ownership for how you feel. It's easy to blame another person for how you feel. It's easy to externalize your energy and to blame someone else for how your life been taking place or how life been going for you. It's not based upon how other people perceive you. It's not based upon how other people treat you. It's based upon how you treat you. Because if you're not treating yourself the greatest to where you complete, then you're going to always find something in someone else to blame them for why you not complete, why you not satisfied. But it's not them, it's you. So you have to change within you. You have to know that you have to bring a new energy to the day. You have to stop being the you was for the last 5 years, for the last 10 years, for the last whatever. You have to unbecome, like you have to stop thinking that you right even when you right and wrong. So it's all about just having a wider perspective and having a higher perspective. And so like if you feel, let me put it this way, if my words resonate with you, drop a number 7. Let me see. So it's all about letting go of who you think you are. You bigger than you think you know. See, like if you're gonna live for another 20, 30, 40 years, don't you think that who you're gonna be in the future is gonna disagree with who you are today? Who you're gonna be in the future, disagrees with who you are today. And since that's the case, that means that you have to always evolve. You have to always transcend your past habits, your past thinking habits, your past emotional habits. Don't bring past negativity into the present. Don't justify your negativity. It's okay to be negative. Every person is a magnet. Every person is negative and positive. But learn how to embrace everything that you think is right. Everything that you think is right, learn how to accept it and accept that it's not right. Accept that it's more than one way or your way of going about a situation. See, a lot of times we worry about things that never take place. Sometimes we worry so much, we stress our own selves out, and we create so much internal disharmony. We create so much internal dissatisfaction because we live from the outside in and we don't live from the inside out. So anytime you're waiting on things to be a certain way outside of you or around you, or you waiting on a person to be a certain way, then you will never be happy. And the only way you'll be happy is learning how to dwell on your positive past achievements. A lot of times we achieve so much, but we don't highlight our past positivity. You know what we truly do all the time? We obsess, or we can have the habit of second guessing ourselves. We can have the habit of thinking less of ourselves even when the world thinks big of us. So we have to create the habit of self-trust. Self-trust is self-confidence. Self-confidence is self-trust. And that's all about trusting in your abilities, trusting in your thinking, trusting in your emotions, trusting in your feelings. And you have to trust in yourself, trust in yourself so much that other people trust in you and believe in you just because they see how much that you believe in you. Because if you don't believe in you enough to not allow things to affect you, because sometimes we can be so used to being affected by things that we don't want to let shit go. Everything we don't want to let go is what we really need to let go. And I'm over here trying to talk and walk and push my son. But it's all about loving yourself through loving other people. It's all about being non-judgmental. It's all about seeing a spiritual message in everything. Everything is teaching you. No matter what it is, everything is teaching you. So you just have to see everything with a spiritual eye, with a spiritual lens, not from a human way of thinking. It's all about having an elevated spiritual, solution-based, solution-oriented, genius way of thinking. We have to upgrade our thinking. We have to bring out that sleeping giant. See, the world is waiting on you. See, God want to remove the stress. God want to remove the tension. God want to remove all the pain from your heart and your stomach. God want to remove all of the stress from your life. But it's all about how much do you want to change for you. Because God knows what you deserve. But the question is, do you know what you deserve? Because sometimes we deserve so much, but we think so small. Sometimes most of the time we deserve so much, but we think so small and we expect so less. So it's all about finding the spiritual message in everything. Everything is teaching you something about you. You just have to see that every person around you is a mirror reflection of you. It's saying something about you. You may not see it because it may be something it may be a different, how can I say it? It's something within you that's ready to be unlocked. And you know, when you got so many different keys and you're trying to find a key to unlock it, sometimes you got to go through many different keys. So you have to study your thinking about your thinking. You got to know why you can't. You got to predict your negative thinking. You have to predict your negative emotional reactions. You have to predict your negative thinking voice, your passive voice, because we can either have a bold voice that we listen to within our psyche, within our mind, or we can have a passive, unsure, doubtful voice within our mind, and we can have two different voices. And we can struggle between our higher self and our lower self. But we are creating heaven or hell. Some days we wake up and we have heaven. A lot of days we wake up and we experience heaven. But a lot of times we experience hell because we blame every other person for how we feel. If you keep blaming other people for how you feel, you're never going to truly love you for you. You is always going to be trying to find you in another person's response. You don't want to keep trying to find your value, find your happiness in another person. It's not about, see, God is going to take some things from your life, and God is going to make things seem like it's finna go left before it go right. But see, God is going to take some things from your life just to test you, to see if you're going to lose your faith in times of darkness. Are you going to shine through the darkness, or are you going to allow the darkness to consume you? You have to be better. You have to be better than the person you was yesterday. Don't bring negative past low energy into today. We must become obsessed with dwelling on our positive past achievements. We must become obsessed with dwelling on our rare qualities and our rare abilities and our rare way of thinking. Like, every person has their own unique point of view and perspective and angle within this universal reality. And we exist on multiple different energetic levels. And we have multiple different aspects of our personality that we still haven't explored. We have to experiment being a new us. You have to experiment bringing a new energy to the day, bringing a new energy into the conversation. You must decide on what feeling you want to feel consistently throughout the day. You must determine who you are and who you are not. You must take control of your reality. You must take control of your perception of reality. Because either you're going to master your reality, master your frequency, or you're going to get sucked into someone else's reality and you're going to come down to their frequency. You don't never want to come down to another person's frequency. You always want to stay mentally elevated. You want to have an elevated emotion. You want to have a very intense, positive emotion. You want to feel confidence. You want to feel joy. You want to feel extremely unstoppable. My book, The Clever Unlimited Mindset, Rare Experiences, it's all about being 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps ahead. You know, it's all about being solution-based, solution-oriented, and being mentally prepared and having premeditated solutions on how you want to think and how you want to feel in certain life situations, so that by the time a negative predictive pattern surfaces, you already have a premeditated solution on standby. So that's something I'm going to always reiterate, because if you want to become a mastermind, you have to become a person that knows how to organize their thinking moment to moment and second to second. It's all about, see, on your most effective days, you are aware of a multiplicity of different things. You have a wide range of knowledge about multiple different concepts. And that's when you have a high level of energy. When you have high energy days, your energy or your auric field is very it's very expansive. It's very wide. So what that means is this. That means that you're pulling in high vibrational outcomes. Not only that, based upon you setting your intent to bring forth a high level of energy, you're going to be even more creative within your thinking. You're going to have even more spiritual downloads, even more creative downloads. And you're going to be even more aware of what you want to think and how you want to feel and what you want to say and the energy you want to bring to the day. Every day is special because you are special. Never second guess yourself. Never think small of yourself. Never highlight another person's characteristics over your characteristics within your psyche, within your mind. Never underestimate who you are. See, every person has a rare special perspective on every concept that already exists. So it don't matter how many people have, like, it's many life coaches, it's many motivational speakers, but I have a gift that they can never take from. They can have $1 million, they can have $10 million, but it doesn't take away from my gift. See, another person's success doesn't take away from your success. See, God don't want every person to know about how many people you inspire. See, God only wants certain people to know. See, everyone isn't meant to know the real you. What's real is rare, and what's rare is rarely understood. So when you're rare, you have to understand you're not to be understood by most people. You have to be okay with being misunderstood. You have to be okay with being weird, with being different, with being creative, with being genius. What makes you weird, what makes you crazy is what makes you genius. You have to be okay with not being okay. You have to learn how to master being comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. Embrace uncomfortability. And I'm finna walk in the store. So seek to find a spiritual message in everything. You can either have a solution-based focus or a problem-based focus. It's up to you. Now remember this. Your thoughts add value to things and not the other way around. You make things important. Nothing can take away from your value or add on to your value without you. So you have the power, and you determine what's your truth, what's your reality. You're writing a strip every second. Every second is a new second and a new opportunity for you to experience a new level of energy. So take advantage of the new present moment, moment to moment and second to second, and recreate yourself every new second. Stop bringing the past into the present and reliving the past in the present. All negative thoughts, negative emotions is a reflection of the past. So stop bringing the past into the present. That's why you keep having self-doubt or negative thoughts or negative emotions or negative experiences. It's because you're bringing the past into the present. Every new moment is a new opportunity for you to experience a new you. You have to bring forth a higher level of energy to the day than yesterday, than you ever brought before. You have a gift within you that the world has never seen before. What's going to be different because you existed? What's going to be different because you walked this earth? When you walk into every room, what's going to be different because you walked into the room? When you speak, what's going to be different because you spoke? When you walk, what's going to be different because you walk on this? See, everywhere I walk, every place I go, I make the place special because I am special. Every day is special because you are special. You decide what makes the greatest moment in your life the greatest moment. I make everything special. So, in other words, let me put it this way. You have the value. They taught us that the value is outside of us. They taught us that the value is in degrees, credentials, other people's perspectives, other people's opinion, other people's standards. But I'm here to tell you today that your success is not defined by other people's definitions of success. Your success is not measured by society's measurements of success. You decide what success is to you. You decide what feeling you want to feel consistently throughout the day. You have to determine the frequency that you want to bring to the day. Set your intent, dwell on your rare qualities, and dwell on your positive past experiences. Stay reminded of your positive past effective moments of you moving a certain way, you thinking a certain way, you operating a certain way. Strive to always stay reminded of your past positivity. Stay reminded of positive past rare magical signs or rare magical experiences. Stay reminded of positive compliments, positive feedback, your rare qualities and your rare characteristics. Never highlight another person's characteristics over your characteristics and abilities. Never stop being you so other people can be them. So never belittle your greatness. Never downplay yourself within your thinking. And never downplay yourself at all. You have to understand that everyone isn't meant to know the real you. They would never know the real you. You have to understand that you still got to know the real you. I'm still learning the real me, because we so multi-dimensional and we exist on multiple different vibrational levels, and it's all about tapping into a God frequency. And you have to know that you are a goddess. You are a goddess, you are God. See, you define the situation don't define you. You make the moment the moment. When you put on your shirt, you make the shirt the shirt. When you put on your shoes, you make the shoes the shoes. When you walk into the room, you make the room the room. And I'm from Chicago, so you know, I stay in St. Louis. They say I accent. I guess I do. But all I'm gonna say is this. You have to love yourself. And you have to love yourself so much that you don't allow low vibrational energies to alter your frequency. You have to stay mentally elevated on a higher frequency. Understand that you exist in multiple different realities at once. You exist within a universe, within a universe, within a universe, within a universe. You exist within a world, within a world, within a world, within a dream, within a dream, within a dream. So it's multiple different aspects of you. You exist on multiple different vibrational levels. So you have to activate and trigger positive emotions. You have to activate a high level of energy. So you must determine what feeling, what energy, what emotion you want to feel consistently throughout your life. What thoughts are you consistently replaying within your psyche, within your mind, consistently over and over and over and over? A genius is one who is extremely repetitive and always dwelling on information on an extremely deep level. And a genius is one who's obsessed with paying attention to detail over a long period of time. And that's when a person has whole brain function. And that's the genius brain. So you have to creatively create your reality in the present moment and create the reality that you want to create. You can be in your reality. Just get my new ebook, Never Belittle Your Greatness, Only Your Thoughts Exist. Only Your Thoughts Exist. And my other new ebook is called The Clever Unlimited Mindset, Rare Experiences. So enjoy your magic and seek to find a spiritual message in everything. Every person is sent to you to teach you something and to trigger you. So don't attempt to satisfy other people's comfort zone. Always be bold, always be authentic, and always be straightforward and direct. Speak with confidence, certainty, and clarity, and always trusting your abilities. Never stop trusting in who you are. Believe so much in yourself, other people believe in you just because of how much they see that you believe in you. So never stop being you so other people can be them.